Hey everyone, welcome and thank you so much for being here on this Friday, June 11th, 2021. And whenever you're listening or watching, it's the right time for you. I do feel led to bring in a message from Spirit, from your guides, from your angels, and I feel the presence of Archangel Ariel here today. She is the angel of prosperity and abundance. So I do feel led to bring in a message of um, this message is regarding value, whether it's monetary, whether it's spiritual, whatever this is, there's something of value coming into all of us, for all of us, okay? I'm going to try to tap into each sign if I can. I'm not going to do it with timestamps right now, but if a certain sign comes in, I will pick up on that. I will go into that. I want to say first, let's give ourselves a moment to breathe in and out and to feel the energy move within us to clear the way for these messages, okay? And I want us to take a moment to thank our guides and to thank our angels and whoever is here with us, whoever will come in today, and to thank yourself for being here, taking the time to learn and grow with me. It is my honor to be a spiritual light coach, a messenger, a healer, a light worker, and I am doing what I am supposed to be doing. It is my calling. And so, therefore, I am here again today to bring in whatever Spirit has for us, okay? And I want to say this, I feel an overwhelming um, energy of love and compassion and excitement. I feel all of that, and I feel that our guides are here with that because it's like they want us to know how much we are valued in the eyes of our Creator, in the eyes of our guides. And if you notice this crown here, I brought out the crown today because I want all of us to know and realize that we need to see ourselves the way our Creator sees us, okay? The way that um, that crown sparkles, the way the gems are beautiful in that crown. We need to know through and through to the core that we are so precious to and so important to our divine creator, to the universe, to the world around us, to our environment. But we have to feel that within ourselves, guys. I say it all the time. You have to feel that within yourselves, and it is a natural progression when you work on yourself, within yourself, to move into that space, into that place where you know that you are of value, that you're precious, and that you are your own unique, I was going to say gem, and I will say that because you are. So let me get into the cards here. I have a lot to say. I think Spirit has a lot to say here, but I feel like this is a defining moment. I'm going to say this as it comes in, guys, okay? And I'm just going to tell you ahead of time I'm using these cards right now. The Akashic Tarot cards, okay? And I do feel Spirit here. I feel a very close connection here with something of value. So let's see what that value is that's coming in, okay? I feel like a lot of us have been waiting for our ship to come in, and it's been kind of up and down, and life has thrown us some curveballs, and we've sort of been like, okay, I don't know. I can't lose faith. I've got to keep going. But I feel like that something is triggering a hint at what's coming in, or for some of you, something is coming in, very real, very larger than life, something that you've been waiting for. And I'm not just one of those readers who will say that to add fluff to a reading. I'm not criticizing anyone, but I'm saying, listen, there is something blessed coming in, and it's really, I feel like it's going, for some of you, it's going to kind of turn your world upside down but I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean it in a very positive way. And for some of you, it is going to be like, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting this. And this is amazing. This is, you know, and it's going to take you back, kind of your breath away for a sec. I do believe that. I don't paint stories of fairy tales, guys. This is real. This is real life. This is something coming in, and I wouldn't say make any false promises if it wasn't a blessed message coming in. So I'm just telling you, because some of you might be a little skeptical. And I've read in comments, not on my channel, but I've read comments before on other channels of people saying, I've been hearing this for like 3-4 years and nothing's happening. And so what I take from that is, you have to be willing to put in the work too. And by that, I mean you have to be willing to open up your life, your heart space, your inner sanctuary to the blessings and the magic that you help to co-create in your life. And so, yes, we do have to do legwork. I think some people kind of just sit back and say, you know, no, this is not, you know, happening for me, and I always never get blessings, and people do. It's because that whoever that was, I don't know who it was, but whoever said that was experiencing woe is me, and a very how do I say this? And that person was experiencing something not he or she, whoever it was not feeling complete within themselves. There was something about themselves that they didn't like, and it wasn't healed yet. So when we're in that space where we're not, you know, we're not seeing the whole picture, we're not seeing the piece that's so crucial, and that is self-love and forgiveness for ourselves, for whatever we have been holding in. We can't get to that place of manifestation where we feel like we just know and expect blessings to come in. That person had a chip on their shoulder, and they were like, well, you know, when is my my piece of fortune, happiness, whatever, going to come in, because I've been waiting, and na. So when you approach even your thoughts like that, the universe is like, I can't give you something if you're going to have a negative attitude. So let me, you know, wait until you're better. Or let me keep sending the same, you know, thing over and over again to learn, hey, I have to work with the universe. I have to work within myself. So I've been going on and on about that. Let's get into the cards and see what our guides have to tell us, okay? Guys, I feel like for some of you, you know how to discern what pieces of this message are for you, okay? It feels right. Whatever feels right, take that and be thankful for it, okay? I am going to do a pick a card reading again soon, because I feel like it's a bit more interactive with you guys, a bit more personal. So Spirit and guides, show us what's what here with the value that's coming in for us. What do you have to say? Advice for us, please. Okay. I feel like okay. There's a couple things here. We got the Four of Roses here, okay? This is like the this is like a celebration card. This is somebody who is able to go to a tailor, a seamstress, a I don't know if that's a proper word anymore, seamstress, but um, to somebody who can tailor customize something, uh, nice garment for you, okay? Something nice and of value that you consider beautiful, or, something really nice to wear. And so I feel like there's something of value here that it goes deeper than just the surface. It's not just about, here, I'll hold it up one more time. It's not just about a dollar amount, what the clothing is worth monetarily. It means something to you. A certain fabric, a certain the way it feels on you, the way it makes you feel, and it matches the way you feel inside. Okay, this is what I feel is coming in for some of you. I feel like you are um, on the cusp of, or it's at your doorstep, the ability to wear something very nice, um, and almost like your life is moving into a more, um, where you should be, um, as far as like, let's I'm trying to put it into words because it's a feeling right now. The feeling is fine fabric. For some of you, it's satin. For some of you, it's whatever fabric it is. It's just luxurious and it's nice, and it's something you haven't been able to do for quite some time. And I feel like the universe has heard you and has said, I'm bringing this to you, and you will have the money, you will have that kind of lifestyle that you feel, you belong with, okay? So, this person looking here in the mirror, there are other people standing there with him and kind of watching and observing, and maybe I feel like this is literal, but I also feel it's, for some of you, you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're seeing yourself in a more beautiful light. You're seeing yourself as somebody who is, I'll just say the words as they come in: prominent, somebody who is standing in their birthright, um, of who they should be, of the lifestyle they should have. And you're looking at, this says views of the ego. But I feel like for some of you, this is tangible. This is like real life, um, in the 3D world, or um, maybe even trying on new clothes and seeing what. But I feel like there's a couple stories here. This is an opportunity to, um, it's almost like getting dressed to go somewhere nice, right? But having the clothing, having the money for that. And I feel like this, while it says views of the ego, it's somebody who is looking at their life in a more rich way, a beautiful way, right? You're looking at yourself, um, in a more lucrative point of view. Okay, that's what I feel like is happening here. So I feel like this crown is so appropriate today. It is so appropriate because there is something that's been missing from your life for a very long time, and you have struggled. You have, I feel like you have, been on top of the mountain, but you've had to come down, um, and you've been wanting to go back up. You've been trying to make your way back to the top, okay? And I feel like that moment is either on the cusp or here. And I feel like a lot of that is because you had to learn some lessons. You had to go within. You had to realize and understand that, um, that you had to experience some things in life in order to appreciate what you maybe once you had. You maybe at one time you had a nice life, a comfortable life, beautiful clothes, and jewelry, and whatever. But I feel like you needed to come down off the mountain for a bit to visit your inner sanctuary, to explore, to understand that it's not just on the surface, that the clothing, the nice things or whatever that you've wanted, that you've had before or maybe don't have now, that you needed to understand that those things are great, but they have to match your soul. They have to match your inner sanctuary. They have to match your worthiness, right? Like how you feel. Some of you had to be humbled. That's just what I'm getting from this. Let's go on to some other cards. Let's go on to another scenario here. What is life? What value is coming in for your life? Guys, I want to say in this, that story there, that card, I feel like a lot of you might be fire signs that this resonates with, like Aries, like maybe Leo is experiencing something in a similar way, but it may not be clothing. It may be something about your who you are as a where you are in that circle of friends. Are you the go-to person? I feel like, Leo, you may need some kind of balance and check. Okay, check and balance here to kind of ground yourself and realize that, yes, it's important to have people around you, but it's equally important to be to value yourself, because I think that at times you're looking to measure your value by who's around you and how they feel about you, and where you are in that kind of status, you know. And so I feel like this is I feel like this is a very strong message for not just for fire signs, because if it resonates with anybody else, please take that and claim it. But for those of you that are fire signs, I do feel that there is a strong connection there to this story. Okay. Sagittarius, you may have felt bogged down because in the last year and a half we've had to endure, life had to slow down because we couldn't do things that we used to do before. And I feel like you may have gotten a little bit down, a little bit almost like it took the wind out of your sails, because Sagittarius, you are very adventurous people. You love adventure, and I feel like you may have been bogged down with all of that and not being able to do the things that you once did. And so it almost felt like when you're on top of the world, when you're doing things that are exciting and adventurous and new, and then when all that was sort of taken away during this past year and a half, it kind of deflated you a bit. And so I feel like this represents a beautiful coming together of, for some of you, it's actually a very tangible situation, coming back to making more money, or finding that your value is increasing. Okay, and when your value increases, the universe is magnet. It's like a magnet to the universe, and it's magnified. So you guys are having something physically lucrative coming in, so you can be this dressed, to perfection is what I'm hearing. And so all of those stories sort of resonate with that card, guys. Now, for some of you, I feel like you're taking stock and evaluation of your own ego. You're trying to find yourself. I almost feel like that could be like a Pisces sort of. I was hearing Pisces. So however this comes in, guys, it comes in. I'm just going to go with it, okay? I'm not trying to leave any signs out, but however this resonates, I'm going to say it. So I feel like for some of you, you're evaluating your ego. You are looking at um, what is most important right now. I feel like at times you have had worn many hats. My career hat, my home life hat, my my social hat, my responsibility hat to my family type of thing. I feel like you've worn many hats and you've been um, very exhausted by constantly having to change for a situation, for work, for you've kind of had to be a different person for different areas in your life. Okay, but I feel as if what's coming in is a solid value for you as a whole. Okay, it's almost like you haven't been able to sort of fully um, be and feel complete because you have felt pulled in many directions. But I feel like there's some sort of awakening there with um, just valuing the real you, the and unique you. And yes, you're complicated sometimes, and you have very intricate um, things about you that no one else has. Um, but you're coming into a more solid view of who you are, and it's almost like you're looking in the mirror and you're like, let me bring my best self. And if that's not good enough for somebody, then it's what I have, it's who I am, and that would be a shame. So that's kind of what I'm feeling. You're coming into you, and I feel that intrinsic value um that is coming in for you is priceless, and it brings you to like sort of like rising from the depths into this new, almost like this new world where it resonates with you in harmony with this beautiful energy that is it just vibrating at a perfect pitch almost. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. And so again, I'm going to say that I picked up on Pisces energy there. And so I feel like you guys um if you have Pisces in your chart, or maybe it's just the energy and you're not a Pisces or you're not a water sign, whatever, however that resonates, take that, please. Um, and so I feel like you're very ready now to kind of just own who you are. And that will have to be good enough for everybody else. You're taking charge of you. You're loving you. You're loving where your life is going. Because now you're not pulled in so many directions and wearing all those different hats. You are who you are. Um, for whatever reason, I'm hearing October, and so I feel like there's a something in October that sort of comes in as like this. Um, it's sort of like a smooth flowing energy, like the river flows. I feel like it's a very smooth energy that comes in, and you're kind of just wake up one morning and you're like, huh, I feel lighter than air. I feel like a burden is lifted, and I feel like I can just be me. Okay? I'm seeing somebody with these pearly whites. Your smile is different. Maybe you never really smiled before, and maybe your teeth never showed before, but I kind of feel like this is that a time when you kind of go, okay, I don't care, I'm going to show my teeth when I smile. I'm sorry if that sounds weird, but that's what came in. Okay, so for some of you that could apply. And it's really about showing the real you. Okay. um I feel like this energy of value that's coming in. For some of you, like I said, this could be a very monetary thing. It could be a physical thing. For some of you, I feel like it's a very personal, inner coming together moment of realization that you're good enough. And then that leads you to something more lucrative in your journey. Um, I do feel like some of you are going to have opportunities to start up a business. For some of you, I feel like maybe a shop or a store of some sort. Um, you could be going into some sort of business that is honoring wellness. And I feel like it is, you'll know that you're blessed to do this. You'll know. Um, I'm going to do some more cards, see what comes in next. October is significant for some reason because I'm really feeling that. I feel October is Libra season, certain parts of October, but I do feel like that's a very balanced time, okay? So some of you are coming into some amazing balance that, you know, kind of puts you back on your path upright. That's just what I'm hearing. And so here we have the sands of time, okay? I see the hourglass there. This is divine timing, guys. But it's also, you can't rush healing within yourself. You cannot push something that isn't ready to happen yet, okay? Especially if it's fated. You cannot rush things like that. This person here is looking at the hourglass, and he's got a scroll in his hand, or a map, or a something on that rolled up canvas or paper. And so he's looking at the hourglass. And so I feel like for some of you, you kind of know. I'm just going to hold it up a little bit more, okay, so you can look at it. I feel like for some of you, you feel that something is near, a change is near, something's coming in, and you have these plans in your hand, and you're like, okay, when can I jumpstart? When can I start on this? When can I have all these great plans, but, you know, haven't had the funding, or you haven't had, something else has been in your life that has been kind of in the way and doesn't give you the time. You haven't had the time to sit down and say, okay, I'm going forward with my plans. Some of you have just been kind of looking at the clock going, all right, it's not time yet. It's not time yet. It's not time yet. Other things come up, you know, whatever. But I feel like this person that is looking into this hourglass, and he's like, I know it's here. I know this is for me. I'm solid in my belief what I want to do here with these plans. And so I'm going to look at it myself. So he's kind of like, all right, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. When is the right time? And I feel like he's been too focused on waiting for something to kind of fall into his lap. And he hasn't really noticed that, yes, divine timing is important, but I don't think he's really noticed that he can make that move, and he can start with something that he has drawn up, plans for whatever it is, that there is a place to start with this. I feel like he's kind of like, looking at the hourglass going, all right, I don't have a lot of time left to do this. And he's getting impatient. But so what I feel Spirit saying here is, you're part of this. You're co-creator in this, okay? Now, that's not to say listen, guys, when you feel something really powerful, like this guy here, he has this drawn up plans in his hands, right? In his hand. And he's like, okay, so when do you want me to do this? But I feel like whatever is in those plans, um, it has been in the works for a while. And pieces of that plan are ready for him to explore, to begin. But yet he's not seeing that. And so I feel like for some of you, you have these intricate plans. Some of you may be designers. You may have drawn something up and you have this great grand idea of what it is and you're excited about it, but you feel like it's almost like you're standing at the door, but you don't have the key to get in. So you have to wait until you find a key. But Spirit says you are the key. Don't you know that? So start down that road. Start getting things together. You know how, so girls, you'll be familiar with this. When you were a little girl growing up, I know a lot of us were probably fantasizing about how you're going to, what you want as far as like thinking about marriage and weddings and where you want to live and how you want your house to be and all of this stuff, right? So you have this mental image of everything that you want. But it seems so far off because you're still young or whatever, and you're still kind of just in that place where you're fantasizing about a beautiful wedding, a wedding gown, all of that, the perfect mate, all of that. And yet there's something missing because there's like a missing piece, right? Because you're not quite there yet. But you have all these plans and you have it like etched in your mind what you want. And so there's certain things that have to come about first, right? But you also have to be aware that you have to be ready for these, whatever it is that you have, your plans are, whatever your plans are, you have to be ready. And you have to know that you have to take part in, you know, as a kid growing up, I always had these fantasies about beautiful gowns and, you know, a fairy tale wedding and all those kinds of things. But you have to have a partner in order to do that, right? And so that's what I feel, how the universe is like, you got to be a partner with me. You've got to be in tandem with me. You've got to come to this place where you know that you have to do your part and you have to have faith and trust and know that I'm here with you. I'm here to give you those things, but you have to do your part, right? So it can't just be one-sided where you're like, okay, I have all these plans, but when's it going to fall in my lap? So the universe is like, it's not, you have to do your part. So, that's what I feel with this card is this guy is like, okay, when's all this going to take place? Well, your plans are rolled up in your hand and you're kind of, how do I say this? We can expect miracles, but we can also expect to assist in those miracles in our life, right? So open up those plans, start something. And that's what I think you get the gist of it. I think you get what I'm trying to say with that message. I feel like some of you maybe have been overthinking and maybe initially you had these plans and it sort of came to you and it was like, it feels right. But then you're like, you know, maybe you're kind of overthinking and that's getting in the way for some of you. But I feel like that's all going by the wayside, and you're going to start actually diving into these plans, okay? Even if it's something little that you can start right now, that's what I feel is happening. And I feel like just the action of starting something, getting into it, researching, whatever it is, purchasing a few things for your business, coming up with whatever ideas you have for whatever this is. Maybe it's not a business, maybe it's something else, but coming up with those um, ideas or acting on them, purchasing something, your very first thing for if you're starting a business or whatever it is. It's in this time, Spirit says, you are ready to take action, okay? I'm just going to do something real quick because I think this is going to confirm what I'm saying here. Because for some of you, I feel like this is sort of like a earthy energy. It could be an earth, if you have earth sign in your chart, or it could be just earth energy that is sort of bringing you to this realization that, yeah, this is a damn good plan, but it's not going to get off the ground unless I actually stop overthinking and take action. See? Because look, I feel like somebody has been refusing to look at the whole big picture about how do I say this? So I feel like some of you have been kind of refusing to see that you're part, you have to take part in this and it can't just fall in your lap. But I also feel like some of you are stuck in your head or have been stuck in your head, and you've been wondering, why isn't this coming about? Why isn't this working? Because you're overthinking, because you haven't been in that place where you're ready to dive in and start, even with the littlest steps, the smallest steps to start this, bring this to fruition, okay? Thank you, guys. So, yeah, I do think that you've been a bit anxious over something, and so Spirit says, breathe. Just breathe. Because you've got this. You and the universe have got this. I feel like whatever of value is coming into your life, it comes in like gangbusters, like a dam breaks and the water just comes pouring in. That's what I feel like with this plan of yours. When you get out of the way and you stop overthinking and you start the process of building that dream, building on that dream, building on that plan, that things start to open up for you. That's what I feel is coming in. And if you don't feel like you can, stop overthinking, then get with your guides, ask for assistance, do meditation, do quiet time, find some guided meditations or some meditation music to help you, because it's so important that you understand that you are such a big part of your own success in your life, okay? Let me see. Thank you. And so here, Spirit says, listen, be in that place, in that space, to allow yourself to listen to your own voice, your own inner dialogue in your soul, your voice within your soul, and to hear the guidance. Some of you don't feel like you can hear your guides, and that's fine. But just be in that quiet place where you can hear yourself, okay? Your real self, not your head. Your real self, your voice, your soul speaking to yourself, okay? So I want to ask Spirit, what else is coming in what other advice do you have, or hints about what's coming in as far as value in our lives, guides? I feel like for some of you, there's a learning in process, like a higher learning. And I feel like it's, I feel like it's a process. Like you have to get into a space, a place of dedication to learning about something. And I feel like maybe some of you have been putting it off, and maybe it's about the money. Like, oh, I don't know, I have to spend money to learn about this, or this, or I have to go to school for a trade to do this or that. And I feel like something opens up, like somebody is kind of gives you an idea, or you have an epiphany about how you can do this and make it work. Um, and so there is something coming in that regards. I feel like some of you may have been in like maybe a corporate environment, but you have this massive interest in, you've always loved cars, vehicles, and you have loved the wanting to know, even as much as like taking an engine apart and then putting it back. And I feel like you just have this desire to move into something in that field, but you're like, how do I give up my corporate life, my whatever it is that you're doing, that's more, um, that you feel is more lucrative, but yet that's not where your heart is. And so I feel for some of you, there is a very, a big, intense energy, a desire to change your career, but you're not sure that your family will approve. And so I feel like there's something, you're going to change direction in your thought process. And you're going to come into that space where you allow yourself. You allow yourself to not fight your urge and desire to become, I don't know, a top-notch mechanic or somebody who builds cars or something like that. That's what I'm seeing there with cars. Okay, I'm just gonna ask Spirit if there's something else. Yeah, so there's a beautiful incoming flow of abundance. Um, it's like this, how do I say, thank you, Archangel Ariel is here, because she's saying you're that waterfall, you're that rainbow. This, but that's not, it sounds a little bit not hokey, like, how do I say it? I don't know, I can't think of the word right now, but it sounds a little bit gooey, right? Like sweet. And but she's saying it is sweet. It is abundance coming in for you. It is going with your natural heart's desire, what you want to do, because it will happen. Because, guys, listen, sometimes we get into that space where we think, you know what? I'd love to do that, but not in this lifetime. That's self-defeat. That's um, destruction. That's squashing your dreams. That's disrespecting your soul's, um, your soul, your truth, your light, your voice. And so I feel like I say this many times, that sometimes we feel like whatever we want is way out there on an island all by itself. Like, yeah, that's a pipe dream. But you need to realize that you're coming into some sort of realization that you belong with that. That's there for a reason. You desire that for a reason. And it's there for you. It's, why won't you take it, is what I'm hearing. Why not? Because it's there for you. And if it's there for you, then that means that's something that you should pursue. Okay? Whatever that something is, I don't know for sure, but I use the mechanic thing as an example because I really feel like somebody's been contemplating that. I do feel as if the waterfall that Archangel Ariel is talking about is flowing into that beautiful, see down below here where that water is right here, it's It's not turbulent. It's you flowing into that space that's aligned within you, within your path, what is that you're supposed to be doing. Because I guarantee you, if you stay where you are and you don't honor your dreams, you don't work towards them at all, you're not going to be fulfilled. And I feel like even just taking the smallest action step brings you to this place where you are experiencing, you're honoring yourself. And the universe is like, aha, there you go. Because if you're honoring yourself, I'm going to bring more of that in. A blessing to, uh, as like a reward for honoring your dreams, honoring yourself, your life. Okay? And so I feel like Spirit is here to say for all of you, for all of us, guys, even though during part of this message, there were certain energies like the air signs that kind of came in. There were certain energies of like the water signs that came in, like Pisces. It's all relevant to all of us. It's just that for those particular ones, it just felt like it resonated more with like those energies. Okay, but that doesn't mean that that's just for them. It's for everyone. Now, I feel like that sacred pool here, this flow of water is landing in this sacred pool, which is you. It's your kind of your vortex of like where you're supposed to be in the center of your universe, right? So I feel like whatever was stopping you before is now sort of, it's like how the dam holds the water from flowing into some area where it's not supposed to or whatever. I kind of feel like the dam is breaking and the water is going to flow where it's supposed to. And whatever it is that's coming into your life that you've been thinking of or dreaming of and not dared to pursue is going to be more open to you now, because you're actually allowing yourself to open up to that. Okay, let me see. Yeah, see, I'm looking at the bottom of this deck here. Manifest. You're in that place, and your divine creator is like, you're in that place where you can manifest this because you're opening up to the feeling of you are enough and you belong with whatever has been kind of in your thoughts, in your heart, in your soul, in your dreams. Guys, it's not impossible. It's that's your ego coming to life saying, you don't know, you got to be careful, you just don't know, be careful. This is the divine coming in to say, see the number 0? Trust. Trust in you. Trust in your divine creator. Trust your path. Trust in your dreams. There are many things in my life that I want to accomplish, and I've held myself back for a long time because I wasn't sure if I could manage that. Could I do it? Would I be good enough? And you know what? I'm opening up to realize if I don't make this happen for myself and I don't work in tandem with the universe, how is it going to happen? Right? You are a big part of this. You are the manifester. But you have to realize that you've got to manifest. When you manifest things, it has to come from within, not outside sources, which helps, but it has to start within. So I feel like Spirit is here to say something of value is coming in to your energy field. For some of you, it's in autumn. For some of you, it's because I'm hearing autumn. For some of you, I feel like it's here. For some of you, it's right around the corner. And I feel like you're you're just sort of ready to give up for some of you, right? But there's a commitment here. It's really important that you understand that this commitment, that your divine creator is committed to your everything in your highest good. The universe is committed to this. There's something written here. And I feel like whatever this is, it is an imprint within your life path that you've been avoiding because you don't feel you're good enough for something. You maybe have felt like you're not good enough to be. How can I afford to go to school to be a doctor or a nurse? How can I take the time to do this or that? How can I barely have time with all of my activities, with work, with kids, with home, whatever. How do I have time to do the things that I'm dreaming of? It goes right back to refusing to see that you are your own divine manifester of your dreams. I'm here to say, guys, that this message from Spirit has really, really reminded me that I truly am not alone. I'm working with the universe. I'm working with my creator. I'm working within myself. How can you not succeed? Do you know what I mean? How can you not? When you believe in yourself and you move yourself towards those dreams, and you know, for some of you, you're very gifted and you're very in tune with your why you're here, your life purpose. And so Spirit says, change your focus. Stop looking at the I wish I could, and realize that you can. And you have to follow your dreams, and you have to honor yourself. I don't know, I just feel like this is a very telling message about false ideas of imprisonment within yourself, and knowing that you want freedom, you are freedom. You want happiness, you are happiness. So I feel like Spirit's saying, why do you complicate things? You are all those things. It takes a long time, guys, to heal from certain things and to trust yourself. Sometimes it takes a long time to move into that space, but working on yourself within that internal space of yours is crucial, because the way your life unfolds has a lot to do with your part in it, okay? It's kind of one of those things where it's like human beings can't wrap our mind around that we can do this. It's a lot of times we kind of think to ourselves, oh, lucky break, or that person over there will help me with this and I can then succeed. And in many cases that is also part of it, but it's like you haven't fully matured and your mind hasn't aligned with your soul yet. It's like you're still thinking, or you were thinking in that way, in that regard, where you're like, I don't know how this can ever happen. So many of you have been sort of not seeing the value within yourself. Guys, there is value coming in for you. There's money to be made. There's a lucrative life for all of us if we can just get out of our own way. I say that for myself too. I'm working on things too. And so it's super important that you understand that this is really, really a great opportunity to allow yourself to come into that successful part of your life. It's time. Okay? I am not going to sit here and promise you that in 6 months you'll become a millionaire. But what I'm going to say is, realistically, you have the power to create the good things in life for yourself. I really feel like it's a magical time in all of our lives right now to awaken and realize how powerful we are, what magnificent beings of light we are. And not all of you are going to be light workers, healers, whatever like that, but you are going to have your place, and you are going to make a significant impact on someone. And so Spirit is working through me to encourage you to move into that space of realization that you are that beautiful crown with all the gems, the sparkling gems. Wear that crown with pride. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. You are light, okay? You are power. You are significant. Time to move on to a more bountiful, I'm hearing bountiful harvest. And I believe that's all that our guides have to say in this moment. I'm gonna just do one more. I'm looking at this deck here. This is so worn out because this is one of the first decks that I ever bought. Messages from I think it's the fairies or something. So I'm just going to shuffle and ask them before we close this out what messages they have for us. Okay, what final message do you have for us to regarding value, what's coming in, and how to value our own self and bring success to ourselves, fairies? What advice do you have? Okay. Your desire is within reach. Have faith. Okay? Everything is working out in your favor. Have faith in yourself and know that whatever is working out is important, that you realize that you're part of that. Okay? You're making this happen. You're, by keeping your thoughts positive, by trusting in yourself and trusting in the universe. I do feel as if there's something lucrative here with your love life, guys. I'm not going to go into a romantic reading, especially at the end of this. But something's changing for the better, okay? So what value is coming in for you? An upgrade in your love life. I'm just going to leave it there. You'll know what that means. That's what I'm hearing, okay? And I think I'm going to close this out now because I feel like we're almost at an hour. I don't put a time limit on my readings, but I will say this. When Spirit's done talking, Spirit's done talking. And so, guys, just know that whatever is coming in for you, it's because you've been a part of this amazing manifestation in your life. And some of you have really come to that place of understanding that you're making this happen. Okay? You are. Just know that. I'm going to sign off for now and let you know that I do care. I'm here. And of course, you can always contact me at blossomingsouls1111@gmail.com. And my energy, my thoughts and prayers are always with you guys, okay? Just know that. Until next time, have a beautiful, blessed day. Namaste.